Okay. Who else is here? Hi, sir. Hello, Dr. Shikumar.
Hi, Mayur. How are you?
I'm good, sir. Thank you. Thank you for joining in.
No problem. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Sanjay, for joining in.
Yeah, hi Mayur.
Hi. We'll just begin shortly. We're just waiting for Dr. Taslim to join in as well.
Sure.
Hi, guys. I think we can begin. Hello, everybody. I'm Mayur Shetty. I'm CEO of Blackfrog Technologies. Very nice to have all of you here on the eve of our 5th anniversary. It's been a great and amazing 5 years, and most importantly, we're very excited about the most important part of the day, which is our launch of our next generation vaccine carrier specifically designed for COVID-19 vaccines. So with support from Government of India and some of the leading healthcare impact investors in the country like Venture Center, Social Alpha, CCAMP, or even Niti Aayog for that matter, we've developed Emvólio Pro now, which is compliant with WHO PQS standards. We've designed it as per the draft specifications, and our objective is to scale up manufacturing and help us get ahead of this pandemic once and for all. Ironically, this has been our dream for 3 years to kind of do it on the ground and have all of you come over and be a part of it. But COVID-19 is what has prevented us from doing that now. Fortunately, we are, or at least hopefully, we're going to be a part of getting ahead and mitigating this problem once and for all. Thank you all once again for joining in. I want to extend my special thanks to all of the members of our board of advisors who joined in today. It's very nice and incredibly heartwarming for our entire team to have the entirety of our board of advisors all together on the same platform. Everybody that we look up to and admire is here, and we're very excited to hear from all of you guys as well. Moving ahead, I'll just briefly talk about the how the past 5 years have been, what has kept us going, and what is going to keep us going, moving ahead as well. Just a brief background into the last 5 years. So I think a lot of you might know that we did not exactly start with the immunization supply chain business per se. We started off as a bunch of three engineers who just wanted to get our hands dirty, roll up our sleeves, and make some small instruments and machines that we could roll out into the field and have some impact on the ground. But over time, we did work in women's security. We worked in mosquito larvicide. We worked in industrial automation. We had come a long way, but we realized this is, as a small and medium enterprise, the growth is pretty, I wouldn't say stagnant, but I think the growth would pretty much saturate at a particular point. And one of the vision that we started off the company with is that we wanted to generate employment in the region. By that I mean coastal Karnataka. All of us are graduates from coastal Karnataka itself. And post our engineering, all of us were placed in MNCs in Bangalore. And that's kind of the go-to route for most of us in here. We have, just a background, we have about 15 to 20 engineering colleges in a 60-kilometer radius. And there's almost no employment opportunities in this particular sector, in technology. I mean, if you just Google the region, you will probably come across agriculture and fisheries as pretty much the only form of employment generation in this particular region. And that's the reason we wanted to stay back and kind of do our best to prevent this brain drain and prevent everybody flooding into Bangalore. And Bangalore is already a crammed up place. So we can do with some form of interesting work, at least I would say, in Manipal and coastal Karnataka. So that was our objective, and we knew that manufacturing had to be the way to go about creating large-scale jobs. But we did not want to. We don't want to just have some form of transfer of technology or just manufacture LEDs or pipes or something like that. We wanted to make a product on our own and then roll it out into production. And I'm very pleased and happy to say that we're almost there right now. Fifth year is marking the time when, for all the times that we thought about giving up on things, we're at a point right now where we're finally getting into manufacturing. I'm very proud and heartwarmed to announce this, and I want to thank all of your support with that. So this was back in 2017 when we switched into vaccine supply chains, and I think a lot of what I'm going to talk about today is going to come from a standpoint of trust, because it started with the government of India having trust in us. They were benevolent enough for a bunch of graduates from Manipal who had a 3-page proposal on what they're going to be doing and providing a whole lot of taxpayers' money that they trusted on us. And I want to believe that we did not let them down. We made a product. This is, we've got an interest from multiple large manufacturers for licensing now, which means I want to believe that we've done justice to the first 50 lakhs that government of India provided us to build a product from scratch with just a 3-page document. You make something that would actually have tangible impact on people's lives. And that took us to a point at the end of the BIG funding. BIG funding is usually a 50 lakh grant from government of India for small scale enterprises. At the end of it, we had a proof of concept, and it's still not a product at the end of the day. I mean, it's still a demonstration that this can be worked out. And that's when we went to Venture Center, and I distinctly remember that our lead engineer, Sharad Anchan, and we traveled to Pune with a couple of boxes with all wires hanging out, and we went to the Venture Center meeting room, and we took out all of our stuff. We were like a bunch of electricians, just like removing all of our tools. And we knew that what we had to offer was very minimal, but then these guys put the trust in us. They took the leap of faith, they risked it all, and they invested this funds, which got us to a point where we could develop an industrial design, and we got an NOC from CDSCO, and we started implementing it in the ground. So by 2019, we got our first big break when Selco Foundation, again, coming back to trust, Selco Foundation trusted us with one of their hospitals immunization wing, and they procured 2 units from us. And this, I think, kind of changed the course of history for Blackfrog. because once they started using it, and in about 3 months, they had an incredibly nice feedback. They were saving close to 13,000 rupees worth of vaccines every single day. And most importantly, these guys, this is a rural hospital called Swami Vivekananda Youth Memorial Hospital in a place called Sargur in the outskirts of Mysore. So these guys are immunizing this tribal region in the outskirts of Nagarole. And the kind of work that these doctors were doing is just so beautiful. So our entire team, we went there, we stayed with them throughout the day. We went to the field, we went to the tribal region, and it was so nice to see that these guys have dedicated their lives to contributing and giving back to society. And they were so grateful to us that now it's not 20-25 kids that they're able to immunize, but it's gone up from 55 to 60 kids every single day that they're able to immunize with our device because of the longer cold life. And that gave us the confidence that the product actually works. Now it's not just a idea or a concept of us presenting to the government saying we'll do something. It's not a contract anymore. This is a product. This works. Now it was all about taking it ahead, taking it to the next step, so that it can be mass manufactured and it can be made globally accessible. Solving problems of immunization all over the world is why we started this in the first place. And we truly started believing that we could do that at that particular point. And then the worst thing happened. COVID-19 outbreak hit us, and we were just scattered. All of a sudden, when we are closing our R&D, we had to shut down, and there was nothing we could do about it. Fortunately, I don't know if it is fate, but we were just in the right place at the right time, because COVID-19 specimens require the same temperature range. This is an incredible coincidence, but because they're viral specimens, they require the same temperature range that a vaccine would require, which means the VTM, the nasal and throat swabs that are collected for testing, need to be transported back to the laboratory for testing at the same 2 to 8 degree temperature that a vaccine would require. Which means now we're in the right place. Now we can help with this particular process, right? We can improve the quality of cold chain for transport of specimens so that there aren't false negatives coming because of thermal degradation of these samples. We immediately talked to the government agencies, and they were wholeheartedly supportive, especially the district administration in Udupi. They permitted us to open the doors, and our team just immediately rendezvoused back. We started work while the entirety of the country was in lockdown. Within 7 days, we came back to the office and we started work beginning April again. And well, the rest is just us waiting for the COVID-19 vaccine, and that's where we are at right now. Our entire life's work has led us to this point where our moving ahead, our future is about improving the supply chain for the COVID-19 vaccines that you and I are going to receive. And even, I mean, it's the problem of cold chain is not something new. The Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi, in a month ago, clearly talked about how much of a problem we have in building the logistics and infrastructure support for transporting vaccines. And Dr. Harshvardhan claims that by July, we are immunizing 500 million doses. This is a massive, it's not just a public undertaking. This has never been done before. India has had a very successful universal immunization program, and we had the comfort of time. None of the other diseases or the vaccines that we were administering, I mean, I'm sure cold chain has always been a problem, but we've never had a problem like this. It was hard for anybody to imagine, which means now the vaccine is finally here. And I mean, there are successful, or I would say very promising candidates at least. So if we are expecting it by February, March of next year, everything is going to come about. Everything is going to come down to how are we going to equitably distribute the vaccines to everybody in the country, because it has brought our economy to a standstill right now, and all of our efforts have to go towards getting ahead of this pandemic once and for all. And one of the biggest problems with vaccine delivery is the last mile cold chain. The Immunization Technical Support Unit under MOHFW claimed that close to 25% of all vaccines go to waste in India because of poor cold chain management. And this was pre-COVID times. Now with 500 million doses, it's almost impossible for us to fathom the kind of problems that are going to come while transporting these vaccines. And 73% of the thermal degradation of vaccines happen in the last mile, which means last mile, by use of frozen ice packs, right? So this is a very it's a terrifying thing. I mean, for I mean, the rest of the world is imagining the vaccine to be a magic bullet right now, where we are like, oh, the vaccine is going to come and next year everything is going to get back to normal. But what happens if the vaccine is degraded on the way to you? It's thermally degraded, and you're getting a vaccine that has lost its efficacy, and you go about leading your life as if everything is normal. That is the absolute nightmare scenario, and this is what we at Blackfrog are trying to solve. We are scaling up our production capability to ensure that we are able to give back our part in what the government has supported us with in the past. And this is where we are at, and I want to seek your support. And I am my gratitude is just overwhelming at this point for all the love that all of you guys have shown to us in the past. And moving to the next phase of today's event, I want to hear a few words from all of our mentors and advisors as well. I want Dr. Tasleem is not joined in yet. Yes. So yeah, let's begin with a few words of wisdom from our mentors. I mean, it just brings to my mind a quote that Ray Dalio once said about remember that you're looking for the best answer, but the best answers are not simply the best answers that you can find, right? Like I mean, in the context of Blackfrog, I'm saying this because we're a young company, but we're also a team of young and inexperienced people. So it's very easy for us to claim that over the last 5 years, we've taught ourselves everything about fundraising, product development, R&D, rolling out, deployment, service, all of it. But that is just simply not true. The single most important reason that we've been able to pull the kind of job that we have is because we have a very strong team of men and women behind the curtains who have been supporting us. These advisors are the reason that I mean, we've had a lot of ups and downs over the past 5 years, but every time something broke down or something caught fire, it's heartwarming for me to have known that there is somebody I can go running, crying to. And they've always uplifted us, they've pushed us, and they've supported us. And I'll constantly look forward to your support moving ahead as well. So just a few words from Dr. Shukumar, Mr. Sanjay coming there as well. Dr. Shukumar is like a father figure for Blackfrog. He's definitely one of the smartest and most gentle persons that I've ever known. And I'm so proud to have him as one of our advisors. And his experience just talks for himself. I mean, he was the ex-CEO of Trivitron Health. He's worked with Thermo Fisher Scientific, and now he's helping us understand the diagnostics market. So could you please tell us a few words, speak about the context of COVID-19 vaccines, and just provide your insight on things, sir?
Okay, thanks, Mayur. Thanks, Johnson. Congratulations to you and your team. It is very heartening to know that in a young bunch of people with a lot of passion and persistence and perseverance get into this stage and develop something. As I have been telling you, Mayur and Johnson. I come from an industry where cold chain plays a very, very important role. Okay. Every single product that is moved from the warehouse to the customer or manufacturing location to the warehouse or the distributor, it has to be, cold chain has to be maintained. And this has been something that we have been struggling with. And I have a fair understanding of it. I'm not claiming myself to be an expert on this one. Fair understanding of it. The second most important thing is the clients whom we have been serving in my 35 years of service has been the diagnostics laboratories, hospitals and all. And the challenge that they have is, how do they bring in the samples to the central lab and then, have a good sample which has the quality, and they are not losing money because of the repetition, etc. That is when I came to know you guys about a couple of years ago, and then I instantly thought that this is the solution that the country is looking for, and especially in a country like India, where the healthcare infrastructure is very poor. and the availability of resources are very minimal in the 2-tier and 3-tier cities and towns. And at the same time, the government is also aggressively working towards implementing some of the healthcare strategies to improve the overall health of the country. So this solution comes very handy, and I have been very excited, and I've been passionately following what you have been doing. I know that I had some hard, very tough discussions with you guys, and asking you to do some modifications, and then you have done reasonably good. And then I'm sure that it will come back into the market, and then a larger and wider clientele would use it. That is on the lab side of it. Always when there are challenges and opportunities also would come in. Okay, COVID has been one such thing, and this vaccine story is really critical for developing the immunity, and the governments across the globe are trying to provide the vaccine to every single citizen of the respective countries. And India also has announced that, and this is the best opportunity. Let me tell you that nobody else has got this kind of a solution, and this is a very important solution. More importantly, there is a lot of work going on the digital connectivity, and then the solutions to supply the vaccine. And you have a solution which could also be some kind of a customization could be done to that one. So this is a great opportunity. I think very quickly, if you are able to scale up the manufacturing, use it for the vaccines immediately, and subsequently for the other things, it will be very good. And believe me, I have not known any company that has a solution something similar to what you have. They have some solutions which are like not as robust as what you have, and you have a good one. And I see the kind of energy and enthusiasm you have. It is great that you're celebrating your 5 years of existence, and now the ramping up will take in a logarithmic way, and then revenues start flowing in, and I am sure you will bring in new versions of the product or the solution, and then not only in India, you will be able to provide solutions across the world. So I wish you all and your teams good luck, and I'm there always to support you. Thank you, Mayur.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you for all of your support and being so patient and kind and supportive throughout our venture. Moving ahead, we want to hear a few words from Mr. Sanjay Kaminde. Mr. Sanjay is currently the co-founder at Lamni Ventures. He was also the ex-VP at Schlumberger. But most importantly, I think Mr. Sanjay has taught us what tough love is. He's been harsh, he's been critical, but he's also been the most supportive and absolute force behind Blackfrog transitioning into delivering COVID-19 vaccines and taking that up as an avenue right now. So, Mr. Sanjay, over to you. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thanks, Mayur. Good evening to all. Thanks for having me at this milestone of a very exciting company like Blackfrog. Obviously, a lot of hard work has gone into coming to this point in the life of the company. So not only you and Donson, but all the frogs need to be congratulated. You have survived some difficult times and now on the cusp of prosperity. So I think that's really heartening for me to see. Also, all the support you have received either from the government or some of the private sector and the industry, and also the awards. You have won many awards. Is just an initial indicator of the kind of product you're developing and what the world thinks about what you're doing. But to me, that is just a starting point. I do apologize for sometimes difficult conversations or challenging conversations, but I feel that's my job as a mentor to offer my views on what I see, and that's just part of life. So congratulations to all, the entire team. Obviously, now we're at a point where we have a product, and the big challenge is going to be to how to scale it up and how to ramp up the deployment. It's going to be a huge challenge in terms of manufacturing, managing the quality, doing the distribution, doing the servicing, lots of new elements above and beyond the engineering aspects will come into play. But at the same time, I really feel that this is your moment, so to say, and the global pandemic has really created a space for you to succeed, which we have to make sure that we fully deliver against. As I keep telling Mayur and Johnson, that this is really a once in 100-year opportunity that has come your way, and it's perfectly matched with your product. So I think the world is looking for solutions like yours in a very difficult time, not only for India, but for the world. And it's really exciting to see what you can do with the product in the next 6 months. So I call upon not only Mayur and Johnson, but the whole team to really give it everything over the next couple of months. I think going to be crucial as the global rollout of the vaccine happens. Blackfrog has to be part of the big focus on getting the vaccine to every person out in the world. And I'm really counting on the entire team to make it happen. Looking a bit ahead, I think the product itself, as we discussed many times, needs to be scaled up and deployed. But we have also talked about how Blackfrog can evolve, not just with a cold chain product, but with the cold chain solution and all the instrumentation, the telemetry, all the network connectivity you have, really offers some amazing opportunities to not just provide a cold chain device, but to actually provide an end-to-end cold chain solution. So that may not happen in the next 6 months, but if I look out the next 3 years, I think that's really incredible opportunity of what this entire cold chain platform can do, not only for COVID, but for the regular immunization that needs to happen in the world. So 5 years is a very good milestone to also think about your vision and your mission, and I get re-energized. I'm personally super excited about what Blackfrog is doing, but hopefully each one will take the moment to reload in their own minds and hearts the impact this company can have, not only in India but across the world, in terms of saving hundreds of millions of lives around the world through a robust, traceable, efficient immunization platform that Blackfrog can bring. So it's good to pause for a day and to reimagine the impact you're going to have on the world in the next few years. And that's what really, really excites me to work with Mayur and Johnson and the team. So please remember, if I'm sometimes a bit difficult, it's because I see that opportunity and I see that vision and I see the possibility of impact that you can have, and that's really what drives my interest. Next few years, as usual, there will be some ups and downs, but what will keep you going is the team spirit. And I'm really excited to see the team that has been built in Blackfrog. And I think that gives me a lot of confidence that you will deliver the impact on the world that this product and your platform can have. So it's very important to build and manage that team, stay tight, play close, work together, work hard, help each other out to be successful in their part, and really keep the vision of the impact this company can have always as you work day to day and month to month. I'd just like to say that last year or so I worked with you. I really enjoyed it a lot, and I can assure you that I'm fully available at any time to ensure that you can deliver the potential that you have in your product and platform, and you can count on me to count on my support to make that happen. So I'll just stop here. Congratulations, Mayur and Donson and the entire team, and I really look forward to the impact you're going to have on the world. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. That was very sweet of you, and I hope you don't dial down the harshness. I think as engineers, we need a stick behind us to keep going and stay on our edge. Thank you so much. Thank you for all of your support, and we look forward to getting advice on the pivot that we're making with the software as a service in bringing traceability in the vaccine supply chain. I think that's a very exciting project that we're getting into right now. The next 26 months, we're going to be working on that, and I'm absolutely excited to work closely with you on that. Thank you, sir. You gentlemen have absolutely, from the beginning, revived faith in that old adage, it takes a village to raise a child, right? But it probably takes a nation to build a startup. Thank you, and Blackfrog is proof of that. All of you guys, the entire ecosystem is what has built us. So many mentors, so many advisors, so many people supporting us. Unfortunately, Dr. Premnath and Dr. Taslim could not make it. We were really looking forward to hearing from both of them as well. But they've both been an incredible force behind us. They've been helping us with all, end to end, everything to do with Blackfrog. Hopefully, when the carrier is out in the market and we're getting our vaccines, I'm hoping Dr. Taslim or Dr. Premnath can send us a photo when they get their COVID vaccine and it's coming in Emvólio. So moving ahead, the most awaited moment for today, which is the launch of our next generation vaccine carrier for COVID-19. We've spent last 6 months doing some very extensive qualitative research on the ground, trying to understand the nuances of the kind of problems that are going to come up when the COVID-19 vaccines are going to be deployed at scale. So I'm truly hoping we've done the best and the product is now here, and let's get into the launch aspect of things. So ladies and gentlemen, just please bear with us for a moment as we transition to the other screen. Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Blackfrog, Mayur, Donson, and entire team of Blackfrog for putting very good the progress during the last 5 years. And ever since your journey started at Mumbai, the way back in 2017 with the Nidhi AR and followed by the BIRAC, the BIG, and you have successfully progressed at various stages and delivering the milestone. And what is interesting as far as the Mahe and Mumbai concerned is your the team and the ability to execute. So two of you are co-founders, and every time we interacted, it used to be a fruitful the interactions, the outcomes were the positive, and the time and again you had various difficulties, and through the ecosystems we were able to support all those the requirements, like how you perform in a startup. Now similar way for the incubator, it is a new experience. So whether it is the providing the small amount of the funding to meet your the capital requirements, or the providing the space, or any other the support, the facilitating that through Mahe. So it was quite the challenging one, and we were able to address all those things. And with the support from the DST to the incubator, so we were able to extend all those facilities, and going forward to the best of our ability, and the ecosystem definitely will provide you all those the supports, including the small facility to the setup, the manufacturing the unit at the Mahe. So we will work towards that, and it will be the good experience not only for Blackfrog, and then also for the Mutbi, and then it will be we expect this to become a very good the company, and with the support from the DST and the BIRAC, the Department of the Biotechnology. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. First of all, I congratulate the entire Blackfrog team. You have achieved a fantastic milestone, and because we used to have very interaction, especially on the product development, regulatory parts, then testings, compliances, and all these things. So during our presentation also, we used to say that Blackfrog is one of these success story, especially in terms of utilizing this support from the government in right way, starting from the fellowship, then into proof of concept from BIRAC, then scale up from the funding from the BIRAC. So this is one of these successful achievements so far. So nowadays, today or tomorrow, you have to again face the realities of the market, and with a single product, nobody can survive. So now it is a time for diversification of the existing products into various variants, and diversification or introduction of new concepts and new themes into your startup. Because if you have a multiple products line, then only a startup can survive. And we used to say you have this only IP backbone. So similarly, you can explore more IP in the similar domains or different domains and have more products. One more thing I wish to say is that your teamwork, that is very fantastic, and that is a lesson to other startups here, but not only here, everywhere. So the diverse team which is simultaneously working together into a single core. So I wish you to have a great success ahead, and we will extend our support either through the BioNest in the near future. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayur and Johnson and the entire Blackfrog team. This is a joyful moment for all of us. 5 years. Usually the startup starts with a lot of struggle, and surviving for 5 years itself is a great thing in the startup sphere, because as you know, only 10% of them will go to the next stage, and many of them will die within the first year itself. So achievement of not only surviving for 5 years and fundraising and doing a lot of development in the device that you are developing, that itself is a great achievement. And in India, as you know, only 9% of the products are innovative. Rest of them are either biosimilars or generics, that is, and there are less people in the device space. Medical devices is the upcoming space in India, and Government of India is also putting a lot of funding and effort in this space. And you guys being in the incubator space in Manipal, developing from scratch, conceiving this idea and having the entire picture in your mind, where it has to go, and struggling through the entire stages and getting this idea of transportation at the low temperature, which is very, very important. A lot of the medicine is getting wasted at the last minute delivery, and I think this is a very good solution, keeping these vaccines or any samples that need 2 to 8 degrees Celsius, keeping that at that temperature for maybe up to 12 hours, I think it is going to come in a long way, especially at the time that we are in the COVID period where this solution is very much required. whether it is COVID or any other vaccines that needs this temperature, this device is going to help us a lot. And without taking much time, I have to wish you guys very well, all the best, and also you have very good CEOs and Chief Innovation Officer to support you through, and having the virtue of this position of Corporate Relations Director, whatever we can do from Mahe has a committed leadership, and whatever we can get you from the leadership, I will try my best to get that solution for you guys. All the best and all the success in the coming years. Thank you.
And congratulations again, Mayur and Johnson and the rest of your team. At that time, there was no team, it was just Mayur and Johnson many years ago. And you guys really stuck it out. And we used to have lots of coffee, chai, I think, in the evening, different places. And Mira was one, I think, the example you showed when people barged into a house. We were just visiting from the US and were surprised that people came in and wanted to give a polio drop with thermos with the ice cube at the bottom. Like, I was like shocked, but I was taking pictures. But anyway, I shared that experience with you, and also the opportunity using Peltier chips for solid state cooling. So that was, and after that, it has been you. Like I tell everybody, ideas are like cheap. You have actually pushed it forward, first with the BIRAC grant and persistence and hard work and dedication. And you got a lot of hurdles in the way, and you overcame them all. So I really want to congratulate you and your hard work and your perseverance to actually push through. And I think that's the hallmark of a good startup founder. And then even in your first year, you had other difficulties. You were working on a different product, but you did not falter and fall. You just got up and said, that's okay. We learned from our mistakes. Now you are experienced. And you did that. And I think you showed what an innovator or an entrepreneur should be like. And again, you're a beacon and a role model, I think, for a lot of our innovators in Manipal ecosystem here. So again, I want to congratulate all of you. And remember, you guys did all the hard work and you're relentless. Relentless. That's something, I don't know how to share that with the junior students who are coming in. The second part I want to mention is, as I think Raviraj has already mentioned, that this is going to be very key, not just in COVID, the vaccination era which is coming forward, where we will need to give vaccines to everybody very fast. And Prime Minister Modi is already talking about asking state governments and local governments to get the machinery out. But more importantly, during accidents or getting snake venom places, there's so many other places where we need to get critical medicine to the end user very quickly, and they need this. Even if you go to our rural child welfare centers today, I don't think they have anything like this. They're still relying on thermoses and ice boxes to carry it. And I think you are bringing India into the 21st century, if you will. And I think that is very, very important. And again, congratulations to you. And going forward, I'm sure you will do great, great things. One of the points I want to highlight is the interdisciplinary nature. You guys are from engineering background, automobile engineering, and you were doing different things. You have now suddenly switched into vaccine carriers. It has all the engineering plus medical field, medical technology. You need to understand the nuances of vaccines. So I think you also highlight this interdisciplinary nature of future innovation. And I think what we need to focus on. So congratulations again. And it's an honor for me to see this, because when we talk about ideas, we don't see a product in mind, we just have conceptual ideas. But here we are seeing a product today. So again, thanks to you for making that vision. Congratulations again, all of you.
Thanks. Yeah. Yeah.
Come on, guys. It's not just that. You guys did all the hard work.
So one from this side, one of you can go for
Yeah, Johnson and I think you guys are important, man. What do we do? Please, I think we will hold this, but you, come on. What is it, man?
Yes, sir.
Come on, hold one. Bring it down, sir. We'll do it together. Yes. Okay. Okay, let's see this. Oh, wow. Thank you. This is beautiful.
Would you like to go down? Long press the red button for 3 seconds. Oh, point.
Let's go. Great job. Like they say, if you need a manual, then you have failed. Just lift this up. Oh, wow. Take a picture. Congratulations, this has come a long way. This has come a long way. Hello everyone. So, this is Emvólio. So, I'll go through the specs once and then I'll give you what it is for and what it's going to be. So, our device is a portable refrigerator which has 1.5 liters of cooling capacity or cold chamber. And it's a portable device. It has a battery which can last up to 12 hours in 43 degrees. And if the ambient is lesser, it will last up to 20 or more. So it has a full-fledged display which displays temperature, battery status, network status, and lid opening and closing, and other things like warnings, battery warnings, and other things. So these are it also has a temperature setting feature where you can set your customized temperature from -15 to plus ambient. So it can either cool or heat up the content which is in there. Because it is based on solid state cooling, so it is that's how it can do. So once you turn on the device, so this is the power button where you need to press 3 seconds to turn it on, and then these are the keys where you can set the temperature plus or down and OK, and it displays all the other major aspects of the device. So how to get access to the device is there is a latch which you need to open and then open the device and you will get access to the cold chamber. So this design is specifically made so that it has a torque hinge where when the user operates the cap, and if he leaves the cap in between, it doesn't topple or come back, and if the user is accessing the chamber and it suddenly falls, it's a bad thing. So the device stays in place at any angle you want. And then you remove the device, you just have to lock it in place. And it also has a secondary status indicator where the LEDs here will glow according to the temperature inside. So if it starts cooling, it will be blue, and once it reaches 2 to 8 degrees Celsius, it will turn into green. And it also indicates when the device is off and it is while charging, it will show the status of the charging. And the feature set is in the electronic side, there is integrated GPS and GSM system. So we have all the data logging and cloud data logging storage and all. So you can access location, real-time location of the device. You can monitor the temperature, battery status, and other few key aspects of the device. So one of the things I always like to tell our students, and I think this is a great example, is be prepared to do many iterations. And many of our students, I'm just saying this as well as in the class, they want to patent that first version which comes out, but they want to make that patent the hardware design patent, and tell them, wait, that 9th patent, with this one you think is right, but after a few iterations, this will be so old that you'll have wasted all your money on the patent, so don't try to patent it. And even then, I think you have the next version, which was a twister version, and I see that your evolution, the design evolution was fantastic. And then the challenge there was the nurse's hands are so small, they needed the grip and the strength to actually turn it. And I think you did some tests in the clinic, so that was challenging. And then you still had the next version, but still another twister version, a little bit easier. And I thought that looked beautiful. I mean, that's great. But still the twist combination. And I think now you have made that leap into the next iteration or next version, where it's so easy now. I mean, you don't have to think if I'm going to twist it or not, and just fix it up. I remember the first time we struggled so much with doing all this stuff. So I think you've done a great job. I think this should be a case study for innovation of how you have evolved your design, and particularly all of these things. I mean, I remember all the old version. I'm sure you have a version. You should get that back from that Celeco if you gave them it. But I think this is perfect. And then this bag is killer. I think it's great. I'm sure you will iterate further on this.
Yeah.
The only thing I will tell you, just because you can turn it off, you don't want to. I think the nurse probably is, remember the nurse is a single lady going somewhere? I was wondering if it could be like a baby carrier. A lot of the babies, they carry them in the front. they can talk to them. So maybe get in the front, so she can open it, take it out, and do it right. Rather, if it's a backpack, she has to as well. And our nurses and our ANMs actually wear saris. So I don't know how easy it is to put a backpack on a sari here. So I'm just mentioning some of these cultural things which go into design. But I think you have done, I think it's 27 iterations to get here, and I can see that there's a, this is going to be handled here, just a bumper or something. Fantastic. I think you have a base product, and as Raviraj was saying, now you need to figure out the baby versions and the whole family of these products. So again, congratulations. And like I said, this should be a nice case study, but we should write up a little case. We should write a case ourselves in the design and innovation, where it came from. And again, I still use it as an example coming from the Innovation Center. But, so that was good. Thank you.
Blackfrog Technologies Private Limited. I take care of operations and oversee mechanical R&D development. Currently, I'm spearheading the process of scaling up for capabilities for production for Emvólio to specifically address COVID-19. Last few years have been very challenging yet very exciting. Looking forward for many more of these. Cheers.
Hi, I'm Ashlesh. I'm the CTO of Blackfrog Technologies. I've been here for 2 years now. I mostly take care of electronics and embedded systems here. It's been a great experience and a rewarding journey to work with Blackfrog family.
Hi, I'm Sharad B. Anshan, lead mechanical engineer at Blackfrog. I lead all R&D efforts in mechanical engineering. I look after from designing to prototyping. It's been a great journey so far, and I look forward to have a long and exciting career at Blackfrog.
I'm Sagar from Blackfrog Technologies. I'm a junior embedded engineer. We take care of the designing of electronic system. So far, my experience with Blackfrog Technologies is good.
Hi, I'm Sudesh. I'm design engineer at Blackfrog. I take care of all the designing works and drafting. I had a great experience working here.
My name is Elson Viluprettikuna from Blackfrog Technology. I managed to work in the prototyping and testing lab as a trainee. And here I handle all the assembly work of the product. And it's a quite good and healthy environment. I'm happy to work here, and this will help me to improve my knowledge as well as skills. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Gaurav Deepak, Junior Prototype Engineer at Blackfrog Technologies. I do handle prototyping, testing, design analysis. It's a great pleasure to work with Blackfrog Tech, and the guys over here come from various backgrounds and work for a single goal that motivates you more.
Hi, I'm Pavan. I'm an embedded engineer here at Blackfrog. I basically work on microcontrollers that are responsible for the entire functionality of the device. It's been quite a ride working here at Blackfrog, and I'm looking forward to some more amazing times.
Hi, I'm Ludwig. I work here as a junior product engineer. I'm also part of the sales and marketing team. It's a very grateful experience to work for Blackfrog Technology, and it's a very nice place to have a beautiful exposure near Manipal, and I'm also having a very good energy team over here, and I think and I hope that this will make a very good journey for me ahead.
My name is Neha. I work as a junior product engineer consider myself really lucky to be in a team where everyone is enthusiastic and intelligent, and it is a very good and a great place to work.
Hi, my name is Pooja. I work as Junior Product Engineer at Blackfrog Technologies. I'm also a part of sales and marketing team. Blackfrog is a place where I get to learn new things every day. I work with professionals who push me to take on new and challenging opportunities.
Hi, this is Fiona. I handle operations at Blackfrog Technologies. I've been with the company for the past 6 months. The journey has been quite fascinating, and I look forward for many more years with the Blackfrog family.
Hi all. We have come to the end of our session. And on behalf of Blackfrog, I would like to express my gratitude for taking the time for being here and being a part of celebration. The last 5 years wouldn't have been possible without your enduring support, constant enduring support, and pushing us to greater heights. I would like to thank our chief guest and our close mentor, Dr. Arun Shanbag, who has been with us ever since inception of Emvólio. Thank you, sir, for your kind words and support. I would also like to give a deep sense of appreciation for Dr. Raviraj, Dr. Manish Thomas, Dr. Shreya Upadhyaya. They are a very critical and integral part of the support system that Blackfrog relies on very heavily. Thank you for always being there with us. A big thank you to our advisors, Dr. Shiv Kumar, Dr. Taslim Arif, Dr. Premnath, and Dr. Sanjay. Unfortunately, Dr. Taslim and Premnath were unable to be here with us today. Dr. Shiv Kumar, thank you for being a sweetheart, a very humble person that you are, and always showing us a way out in case we are stuck in whatever situation that it might be. And we're counting on you big time going ahead as well. Thank you, sir. Dr. Taslim has been always very excited with Blackfrog ever since we met him I think it was almost 2 years back. And he's been providing us very valuable inputs on product requirement as well as business model. Thank you for being with us on this journey. Dr. Sanjay is the one who's always pushing us to do more, do better, and he expects nothing but the best. And we are very grateful for you, and thank you for being with us here today. And I would also like to thank Dr. Pranath as well, who is always pushing us to do the best. And he is a tough nut to crack. He doesn't settle for anything. And that is something that has always pushed Blackfrog to achieve and do better. I would like to express my humble gratitude and to our mentors, stakeholders, partners, as well as well-wishers, without whom this wouldn't have been possible whatsoever. Thank you all. We are forever indebted to you. Thank you for being a part of the special occasion, joining us in celebrating 5 years of Blackfrog. This is Donson signing off on behalf of Blackfrog team. Thank you. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great year.
Congratulations.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.